Cameroonians home and abroad have risen up to demand an end to the Anglophone crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. The hashtag End Anglophone Crisis is now the #1 trending topic in Cameroon, and Cameroonian celebrities have joined the bandwagon. We shall be bringing you details in this Newscast Plus.
Du matériel nouveau de manutention pour l'aéroport international de Douala, le ministre des Transports, Ernest Ngalebibé Massena, a fait le déplacement de Douala pour réceptionner ce matériel qui concrétise la phase de modernisation dans laquelle est lancée la porte d'entrée du Cameroun.
And in the same light, new and modern equipment worth 4 billion francs CFA, which is part of strategy to modernize the Douala International Airport, have been inspected this day by the Minister of Transport, a project masterminded by the Aéroport du Cameroun, the ADC. Those were major stories.
Ouvrons cette édition bilingue avec cet incendie qui ravage à l'instant même quelques boutiques du marché local de Batié dans les hauts plateaux à proximité de la nationale Douala-Bafoussam. Ce lieu est réputé zone de vente du carburant frélaté en ce moment, sauf qui peut parmi les populations riveraines. Certains s'activent à limiter la propagation des flammes. Pour l'instant, le bilan matériel est important. Nous y reviendrons dans nos prochaines éditions. Poursuivons avec la santé. Le professeur Noël Essomba prend officiellement fonction ce 23 octobre comme directeur général de l'hôpital La Quintini de Douala. Il va être installé à ses fonctions par le ministre de la Santé, Manaouda Malachi, qui vient de franchir l'entrée de cette institution sanitaire. Retrouvons notre envoyé spécial sur les lieux, Mireille Flore Defofotso, qui va planter le décor de cette cérémonie tant attendue du personnel médical.
Studio, nous sommes à l'hôpital La Quintini de Douala où le nouveau directeur va être installé dans ses nouvelles fonctions. Le professeur Noël Essomba sera installé dans quelques heures par le ministre de la Santé, le docteur Manaouda Malachi. Sur place, comme vous pouvez le voir, les médecins sont sur place, les élites, amis, autorités administratives et groupes de danse sont déjà mobilisés pour la cérémonie. Est toujours attendu le ministre de la Santé pour procéder à l'installation du nouveau directeur pour une cérémonie censée débuter à 10h30. Précisons que celui qui prend les rênes de l'hôpital La Quintini de Douala était jusqu'ici, a assuré jusqu'ici l'intérim dans cet hôpital pendant quelques mois. Il était précédemment directeur de l'hôpital de Nilon. Pour plus d'amples informations, vous aurez d'amples informations sur cette actualité dans notre édition de 19h50. Depuis l'hôpital La Quintini de Douala, je suis Mireille Flore Defofotso, Emmanuel Bivika pour Canada International.
L'aéroport international de Douala.
Merci Mireille Flore Defofotso pour ces informations. Poursuivons avec le ministre des Transports qui a atterri à Douala ce matin à l'aéroport international de Douala pour réceptionner ainsi que les ADC le nouveau matériel roulant de manutention afin qui permettra de poursuivre la modernisation de l'aéroport international de Douala. Pour plus de détails, nous allons retrouver notre reporter Max Chouamo et Thierry Dana qui nous attendent sur le tarmac de l'aéroport international de Douala. Bonjour messieurs.
L'aéroport international de Douala entame SAMU. Ce vendredi matin, le ministre des Transports, Ernest Ngalebibé, est venu réceptionner le nouveau matériel roulant à 90% pour améliorer, mais surtout moderniser l'aéroport international de Douala. Vous le savez, les voyageurs, mais surtout les prochains supporters présents lors du championnat d'Afrique des Nations vont certainement passer par ici, Douala accueillant 2 groupes. Le ministre des Transports s'est exprimé après la réception du dit matériel.
Après la réhabilitation de la piste d'atterrissage de l'aéroport international de Douala, et la rénovation des installations de l'aéroport international de Yaoundé, nous venons d'assister à la réception des appareils nouvellement acquis par les aéroports du Cameroun. Ceci nous touche particulièrement, nous en sommes heureux pour le gouvernement, pour notre pays, qui, vous le savez certainement, est à moins de 3 mois de la réception de 2 grandes compétitions sportives.
Aux côtés du ministre des Transports, bien sûr les ADC, mais surtout l'association des compagnies aériennes représentée ici aujourd'hui par Serge De Watcher, qui a bel et bien précisé que le matériel existant ici était déjà vétus et qu'il était de bon temps de le renouveler.
Nous avons un objectif, c'est de revenir à la capacité qu'on avait auparavant. Nous avons un intérêt commun, c'est d'offrir à nos clients, notre clientèle camerounaise, des services vraiment de qualité. Et pour ça, nous avons besoin évidemment d'un équipement de pistes de qualité.
Les aéroports du Cameroun, en abrégé ADC, ont été fortement impactés par la pandémie à coronavirus. À 70%, ils ont martelé sur la capacité d'accueil, mais aussi sur les activités au sein de cet aéroport international de Douala. Avec ce nouveau matériel, c'est une vision futuriste prévue ici pour une meilleure offre en termes de réception à l'aéroport international de Douala. Marc Chouamo, Chéri Nana, pour Canal International.
Merci Marc Chouamo. Mesdames et messieurs, il vous souvient de ce phénomène qui a fait couler beaucoup d'encre dans la ville de Douala, celui des microbes. Et fait, un jeune homme de 26 ans séjourne à la cellule de la division régionale de la police judiciaire du littoral depuis quelques jours. Il ferait partie de ce groupe de malfaiteurs dénommé microbes. Ces derniers qui semaient la terreur dans la ville de Douala, mais l'inculpé, lui, nie en bloc les faits. Les précisions, c'est dans ce reportage signé Vanessa Mela-Camden.
Un microbe. C'est ainsi que le nommé Donatien Zefak Jokang, 26 ans, est présenté à la presse par la division régionale de la police judiciaire du littoral. Il ferait partie du groupe de malfaiteurs qui commettent des exactions nuitamment depuis quelque temps dans la ville de Douala. Il a été interpellé le 18 octobre dernier après une chasse à l'homme. Lui et son complice tentaient de s'enfuir à bord d'une moto avec un sac à main arraché au bras d'une jeune femme.
Je suis allé au stade jouer, je suis rentré. Il y a un grand frère au quartier qui m'a appelé, il m'a demandé de l'accompagner au pont Bonabassin. Ce grand frère-là s'appelle Patou. Je l'ai accompagné, je suis allé lui chercher. En cours de route, je tentais de l'accompagner au niveau de la gare, entrée de la gare. Il m'a demandé de ralentir. Je lui ai ralenti. Directement, il a envoyé la main, arraché le sac de maman. Il m'a demandé d'accélérer. Moi, avec mon mal des yeux et tout, et la panique et tout, qui m'a dit accélérer, je ne sais pas de quoi il s'agit. Je me suis arrêté au carrefour freiné pour lui demander c'est quoi, c'est où. Un monsieur est sorti derrière avec la voiture, il m'a cogné, il nous a cogné le derrière. Et lui, il est descendu, il a fui. Je suis resté là sur place où le chef là est sorti. Il a commencé à crier bandit, j'ai marqué les pas, j'ai trouvé une main d'eau là devant moi, je me suis couché, j'ai levé les mains. C'est où il a tiré dans l'air.
La scène s'est déroulée au quartier Bessengue. Le complice en question se nomme Kevin Sambi Djoussi, alias Patou, âgé de 32 ans. Il a réussi à prendre la poudre d'escampette lorsque les policiers en civil procédaient à la fouille de la moto et des alentours du point de choc. Une fouille qui a permis de retrouver une machette.
Je ne suis pas un agresseur, moi je suis motoboy camion. C'est le chef là qui m'a amené ici. C'est la première fois où le grand frère là me dit accompagne-moi. Moi je ne connais pas, c'est son métier.
Pour les forces de l'ordre, ce coup de filet est un grand pas dans l'élimination de ces microbes plutôt pathogènes pour la société. Kevin Sambi, alias Patou, reste activement recherché.
Élection du 9 février, une nouvelle ère s'ouvre pour la ville de Koumba qui a un nouveau maire. Il a été élu au terme des élections qui se sont déroulées à huis clos. L'exercice a duré plusieurs heures. Inès Daniel Ondambala pour les précisions.
Voici le nouveau maire de la ville de Koumba. Son nom, Grégory Mewanou. Il remporte les élections face au maire sortant Victor Kelengo, 42 voix contre 33.
Nous sommes là, pas pour célébrer pour le moment, mais pour commencer le travail, pour faire que la joie, la gloire que Koumba a toujours eue à l'époque, que ça revienne. Et que toutes les situations, disons, des problèmes sociopolitiques qu'on a dans notre pays, surtout dans la région du sud-ouest et nord-ouest, qu'on va tout faire pour faire que la vie normale se réinstalle.
Cette élection est une décision de la Chambre administrative de la Cour suprême suite à l'annulation du scrutin du 9 février 2020.
Notre mission était tout simplement d'éveiller à ce que les conseillers municipaux des 3 communes de Kumba arrivent à élire un nouveau maire de la ville de Kumba tout en restant en rang serré. Les élections se sont déroulées dans la sérénité.
L'opération du vote s'est déroulée à huis clos. Pendant plusieurs heures, les populations de la ville de Kumba ont campé autour de la mairie de la ville, impatientes d'attendre le verdict des urnes. Kumba, l'une des villes phares de la région du sud-ouest Cameroun, se démarque entre autres par son impressionnante superficie et la densité de sa population. Kétan, communément appelé Green City, a un nouveau maire de la ville. Les populations n'aspirent plus qu'à mieux être. Elles caressent l'espoir de voir la machine du développement s'accélérer afin de donner un visage avenant à cette ville qui subit de plein fouet les affres de la crise sécuritaire.
La suite de cette édition bilingue, c'est avec vous, Dina.
Merci beaucoup, Robert Charles Etok. Now, in what seems to be a reawakening and a spillover effects of the current Nigerian protests, Cameroonians home and abroad have risen up to ask for an end to the Anglophone crisis. Now, the hashtag End Anglophone Crisis is now the #1 trending topic across Cameroon and in other parts of the world where Cameroonians live. And celebrities in Cameroon have equally joined the bandwagon, as we hear in the following report.
Greatness.
A song from renowned Cameroonian artist Tizi Panchako as he joins his voice to the #1 trending hashtag in Cameroon, End Anglophone Crisis. But the R&B singer is not the only celebrity who seems to be tired with the bloodshed in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Big names in the entertainment industry have in the last 24 hours joined their voices to call for an end to violence, making the hashtag the most trending topic. Prolific Makossa singer Ben Deka cried out foul that a lot of people are benefiting from the crisis to enrich themselves. He said, and I quote, "End it now. We are tired." Rapper and songwriter Stanley Eno regretted, quote, "We are a people who have suffered so much from this crisis. High time we stop." Award-winning actress Cindy Imade also took to her social media platforms crying out, "We need peace." Afrobeat star Daphne on Twitter wrote, "Just like it's happening in Nigeria, this is how it started in Cameroon. Peaceful protest for change. And today, what do we have? Killing, rape, and kidnapping." The likes of Salatier, Magasco, Ada Akenji, and other Francophone artists have equally joined their voices to call for an end to the crisis. In what seemed to be a reawakening and a spillover effect from the current Nigerian protests against police brutality, Cameroonians home and abroad have taken the campaign to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, calling on the government to redress the crisis that has now lasted for over 4 years. While some worry why people had to wait for this long to speak up, most say it's better late than never. Proprietors and management of some schools in the nation's economic capital can now heave a sigh of relief following the arrest of members of a network of fraudsters that have been giving them sleepless nights. Now, the network was dismantled when members fell into the police dragnet, as we hear in this report with you, Gladys Ambodiba.
These are members of a gang of swindlers who have recently been threatening proprietors and management of some schools in Douala, Cameroon's economic city. After they fell into the dragnet of elements of the mobile intervention unit of the police in Bonanjo, they were this October 22 transported to the scenes where they had committed atrocities for a simulation exercise. Their first stop was at the Russian International School, where the gang members had sent a letter to the proprietor demanding the sum of 6 million francs CFA or have these bus set ablaze if management failed to comply. When their order was not respected, the hoodlums attempted to destroy the bus with a locally made bomb but failed. Management of the institution has, to that effect, saluted the efforts of the police. The police is fast, efficient, and I am reassured we are safe and out of danger. The same demands were also made at the British Isles School, still in the Bonamoussadi neighborhood, in the Douala 5 municipality. Here, the men of the underworld succeeded in burning down 3 buses after management failed to yield to their demands, including threats to kidnap the students. The young men have confessed that they are part of a network that threatened their victims by informing them through letters that they have been paid to kill. To save their lives, therefore, they oblige their victims to bow to their demands.
Now, the new city mayor of Kumba has expressed his willingness to collaborate with the population to give the town of Kumba a facelift. Now, Gregory Mwenmanu was speaking on Thursday after beating incumbent Victor Kelengo in elections rerun. More in the following report to you, Ines Ondwambala.
This is the new city mayor of Kumba. Gregory Mwenmanu was elected yesterday. He won the city mayor seat, 42 votes against 33 for the outgoing Kumba city mayor Victor Kelengo.
The city of Kumba is going to get back to absolute greatness. This is a pledge from my humble self and the other 74 councillors that makes up the Kumba City Council.
Councillors of Kumba 1, 2 and 3 met for the re-election of the city mayor after the administrative bench of the Supreme Court ruled in favor of a rerun last September 24 as demanded by some CPD and militants who noted some irregularity during the February polling exercise and tabled petition asking for the elections to be cancelled.
The previous election is something that we regret, but however, we don't want to look at the stone that put us down. We want to look at the effort that we want to put together to stand up again and run even faster than we did before.
October 22, 2020 polling operation held indoors at the Kumba chamber with hundreds of Kumba inhabitants spending hours around the council premises eager to get the polls verdicts. With the elections of the Kumba city mayor, the population of K-Town expects developmental projects to see the light of the day in this locality, which is one of the battlefield of the armed conflict opposing separatist fighters and military.
And parents in the Muyuka subdivision have been encouraged to send their children to school and are deceased from separatist calls calling for a boycott. The senior divisional officer for FACO made the remark in Muyuka in a meeting that brought together educational stakeholders. Once more, Ines Ondwambala.
2 weeks after school resumption, education stakeholders in Muyuka subdivision who started back to school hitch-free received threats from separatist fighters. The situation caused many schools to close their doors. The senior divisional officer of FACO traveled to Muyuka to reassure the population of government determination to reinforce security in schools. Emmanuel Ledoux Ngamba equally encouraged the education community to go back to school.
Markets are open. Why not schools? So I think therefore the first thing should come from us here in Uganda. If the indigents and the other people living here in Uganda, they take a decision that tomorrow this thing is going to happen, we are very sure that is going to.
In a meeting he held in Muyuka, parents reiterated their willingness to send their kids to school should government provide security. At the time activities are gaining steam in Muyuka, FACO SGO saluted Muyuka Council officials who have opened back their doors in Muyuka after the council relocated to Boya for a long period due to the security crisis.
If the security, the school will begin early next week. If the security, the population we have confidence to point those guys. They have the confidence when there is security. So be sure that in the few days ahead, Moyoka will be okay.
It is hoped that peace return to Moyoka subdivision.
In one of our top stories, new and modern equipment worth some 4 billion francs CFA intended to modernize operations at the Douala International Airport have been inspected by the Minister of Transport, Ernest Massenangale BBA. Now, the project is masterminded by the Airport du Cameroon, the RDC, and the containers include containers handling trucks, pallet trucks, luggage carrying trolleys. Let's now take a listen to the Minister of Transport, who spoke to our reporter Morindi in the following excerpt.
Our country is going to accept our two major competition in 2021 and 2022. And this program of modernization of Cameroon airports was instructed by the head of state, His Excellency President Paul Biya, and conducted by the Prime Minister, head of government, who instructed me to come to receive this height equipment. We are very, very proud of it, and it's the first time for us to receive such equipment. We are very, very happy for what we saw this morning.
Today we see equipment that is, of course, that has the international standards. You know, we had a problem with the ground equipment here in Douala Airport. It had a certain age. It was getting old, and we need, of course, if we want to be ambitious, if we want to have the objective to come back to the previous capacity that we offered out from Douala, we need quality equipment, and that is what we see today.
And the Cameroon Business Forum now has a new roadmap that will help to improve Cameroon's business climate. Now, strategies to attract new investors amid the COVID-19 pandemic were equally discussed during the business rendezvous that was chaired by the Prime Minister and Head of Government Joseph Dion Goute. More in the following report with you, Beatrice Ngamo and Serge Alenzebo.
The picture of Cameroon's business climate is kind of bleak, especially in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Enterprises, especially private ones, are stifled. The impact very visible, and so business is difficult with the health and security crisis, massive internal debts amongst many. The content notwithstanding, control still high. Particularly, fiscal and customs still maintain same skill, harassment, and same worrying characters to enterprises. According to the Chamber of Commerce, our ability to overcome this crisis depends on our ability to learn lessons.
We need a stronger, dynamic private sector able to drive economic growth. The strategies implemented by the private sector was immediately to strengthen their social responsibility by protecting the health of workers and the preservation of essential business activities.
Dialogue to know how the economy is going. The objective of the Cameroon Business Forum, its 11th edition in Yaoundé, Thursday.
It's important that we should reflect on how everyone can contribute to mitigating the economic disruption caused by this pandemic and preserve the progress made in recent years.
After the 5 main exposés, the floor was open, and what was hammered over and over is that implementation measures are still very slow in the country. Government support should be more effective, as the elasticity of the justice system was not left out. Ministers took rounds to explain, narrate, and justify to the best of their knowledge. Some 20 recommendations rounded up the discussion session.
And it has enabled us to design a roadmap.
And why not attract investors?
Now, initially scheduled to hold in Douala, Prime Minister Joseph Dion Goute says despite the change in location to Yaoundé, he believes that after the Cameroon Business Forum, the reforms that have been taken at this meeting will make Cameroon's economy stronger. Take a listen to the Prime Minister and Head of Government in the following excerpt.
Well, this is the first time that we're having this kind of event, because normally the Cameroon Business Forum meets in Douala, which is the economic hub of Cameroon, as you know. And there are usually over 500 participants drawn from all sectors of private sector and many people from the public sector. We were forced to do this right now because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And as you know, the theme, appropriately, it's the consequences of COVID-19 on our private sector and how to relaunch our economy. A number of exposés were given out to us. They were very rich. The debate that followed was equally very intense and rich, and it has enabled us design a roadmap, roll it out under the supervision of the President of the Republic, Head of State, President Paul Biya, and we expect that in the coming months the reforms that have been suggested would effectively take place and make our economy strong.
In sports news, following the announcement of a visit of a delegation from the Confederation of African Football on Monday, October the 26th, the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, accompanied by the Central Regional Governor, have paid a walking visit to the Olembe Sports Complex to ensure work is up to speed. Our reporter Hysen Chie and Luke Vondo accompanied the authorities and brought back this report.
The two personalities, Minister Narcisse Mwele Kombi of Sports and Physical Education and the Governor of the Central Region, Nasiri Paul Biya, are here again, barely 1 month after, for their usual inspection visits. The entire surrounding of the Olembe Sports Complex still to be given an admirable face. The first quick stop at the Annex 1 Stadium, which is breathing the green turf, same like the Annex 2, the dressing rooms and other facilities at finishing points. Then, the 60,000 capacity main stadium, almost ready. The playground set, all chairs planted, but for some finishing touches still to be realized, McGill contractors reiterate.
We continue to the finishing and technical works. We continue to do the maintenance of the playing field itself.
With the conference room and other components of the football jewel visible, authorities express total satisfaction on work evolution.
I'm not only satisfied, I'm happy with what I've seen today, with the evolution of the works on the various playgrounds.
According to them, all is in a good footing, and the Paul Biya Stadium will be ready for the Continental Soccer Jamboree, the African Cup of Nations, in 2021.
This gives us the opportunity to tell those people outside there, come what may, we shall be ready, as the head of state has planned, to host the CAN.
Fingers remain crossed, eyes widely open as Cameroonians await the delivery of the sports arena by the McGill Construction Company within the expected deadline.
And the news out of Cameroon, U.S. presidential candidates Donald Trump and Joe Biden have had their last presidential debate before the elections. Now, discussions mostly focus around the COVID-19. We captured some of the highlights for you. Take a listen.
And we will begin with the fight against the coronavirus. President Trump, the first question is for you.
More and more people are getting better. We have a problem that's a worldwide problem. This is a worldwide problem. It will go away, and as I say, we're rounding the turn, we're rounding the corner. It's going away.
220,000 Americans dead. If you hear nothing else I say tonight, hear this. Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America.
I am the least racist person. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark, but I don't care who's in the audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist fire. Every single one.
Success is going to bring us together. We are on the road to success. If he gets in, you will have a depression, the likes of which you've never seen. Your 401ks will go to hell, and it'll be a very, very sad day for this country.
What is on the ballot here is the character of this country. Decency, honor, respect, treating people with dignity, making sure that everyone has an even chance. And I'm going to make sure you get that.
Ladies and gentlemen, for this edition of the Bilingual News on Canal International, thank you so much for watching. Robert Charlie Talk, thank God it's Friday.
C'est vendredi, Regina. Bon week-end à toi, bon week-end à vous. Mesdames et messieurs, retrouvons-nous lundi, s'il plaît à Dieu, à la même heure.